The doors slammed shut behind me as I stumbled into the dimly lit apartment, my hands trembling as I clutched the crumpled envelope. Inside was a marriage certificate, dated just 6 months ago, bearing Fiona's name alongside a man's I didn't recognize. My world shattered in that instant. The woman I loved more than life itself had been living a double life. And now I had to decide whether to expose her or bury the truth forever. Felicity's heart raced like a trapped bird in her chest, every beat echoing the betrayal that clawed at her insides. How could Fiona, the brilliant lawyer who commanded courtrooms with unyielding confidence, hide something so monumental? They had shared stolen nights in this very apartment, whispering promises of a future together, away from the prying eyes of society. But now, as Felicity sank onto the couch, the weight of the discovery pressed down, forcing her to confront the fragile illusion of their love. She replayed the evening in her mind, the charity gala where Fiona had shone like a star, her speech on justice and equality drawing applause from the elite crowd in New York City. Felicity had attended as a friend, blending into the background, her role in Fiona's life reduced to shadows. But curiosity had led her to snoop through Fiona's desk later that night, searching for a misplaced key, only to unearth this damning document. Why? Felicity whispered to the empty room, her voice breaking. Was it pressure from her conservative family, the ones who paraded their Southern Baptist values like badges of honor? Or was it fear of losing her prestigious position at the firm, where being openly gay could still derail a career despite the progressive facade of the legal world? Fiona's family had always been a specter in their relationship. Her parents, devout and unyielding, had moved from Georgia to be closer to their successful daughter, constantly hinting at grandchildren and a proper life. Felicity remembered the tense phone calls Fiona would take, her voice shifting to a polished neutrality as she dodged questions about her personal life. "They're from a different generation," Fiona had explained once, her eyes avoiding Felicity's. "They wouldn't understand us." But now those words felt like excuses, veils for deeper deceptions. As the night wore on, Felicity's mind spiraled into a vortex of doubt. She thought of her own family, scattered across the Midwest, who had disowned her years ago when she came out. The pain of that rejection had forged her resilience, but it also made her cling tighter to Fiona, seeing her as a beacon of acceptance. Yet here she was, betrayed by the one person who claimed to love her unconditionally. Should she confront Fiona? The thought sent a chill down her spine. What if Fiona chose her fabricated life over their real one? The stakes were high: Fiona's career, her family's approval, versus the raw, unfiltered love they shared in secret. Pacing the floor, Felicity's thoughts turned to the moral quandary gnawing at her. Was she complicit in this lie by staying silent? Society's judgment loomed large, the whispers of homophobia in professional circles, the fear of being outed. But deeper still was the personal toll. The nights she spent alone, wondering if Fiona would ever fully commit. "I deserve more," she muttered, anger bubbling up. Yet love tempered it, a confusing mix that left her paralyzed. The next morning dawned with a harsh clarity. Felicity decided she couldn't ignore it. She texted Fiona, "We need to talk. Now." Her finger hovered over send, the decision feeling like a leap off a cliff. When the message went through, there was no turning back. Fiona arrived within the hour, her face a mask of concern. "What's wrong, love?" she asked, stepping inside. Felicity thrust the certificate at her. "Explain this." Fiona's eyes widened, color draining from her face. "Felicity, It's not what you think. Not what I think. You're married. To a man." Felicity's voice rose, laced with hurt and fury. Fiona sank into a chair, burying her face in her hands. "It was a mistake. Huge one. My family pushed me into it. They threatened to cut me off, to expose everything if I didn't conform." "Expose what?" "Us," Felicity demanded, her heart twisting. "No, my orientation. They've known for years but refused to accept it. This marriage was their way of fixing me." Fiona's voice cracked, revealing the cracks in her armor. Felicity felt a pang of sympathy, but it was overshadowed by betrayal. "And you went along with it? While telling me you loved me?" "I do love you. More than anything. This was just a facade. To buy time until I could figure things out." "Buy time? At what cost, Fiona?" "My trust. My heart." Felicity's words hung heavy, the room thick with unspoken accusations. They argued for hours, voices rising and falling like waves in a storm. Fiona pleaded for understanding, recounting the pressures of her upbringing, the fear of losing her hard-earned success. In the legal world, being gay isn't always an asset. Clients, judges, they judge you. But lying to me? That's worse, Felicity shot back. As the confrontation peaked, Fiona revealed more. The marriage was in name only, an arrangement with an old friend who needed a green card. No intimacy, no real commitment. But to Felicity it didn't matter. The secrecy stung, a reminder of how precarious their love was in a world that demanded conformity. By evening they reached an uneasy truce. Fiona promised to file for divorce, to come clean with her family. But doubt lingered in Felicity's mind. Was this the beginning of true freedom, or just another layer of deception? The days following the revelation were a blur of tense silences and forced conversations. Felicity couldn't shake the image of Fiona's signature on that certificate, a symbol of divided loyalties. She found herself questioning every memory, every tender moment. Were they genuine, or just escapes from Fiona's constructed reality? At work, Felicity buried herself in her graphic design projects, the creative outlet that had always been her sanctuary. But even there, the turmoil seeped in. A client brief about authentic branding felt like a cruel joke, mirroring her own life's facade. How can I create truth for others when mine is crumbling? She thought, staring at her screen. Fiona, meanwhile, threw herself into a high-profile case, defending a LGBTQ+ rights activist against discrimination charges. The irony wasn't lost on her. In court, she argued passionately for equality, her words resonating with conviction. But privately, she wrestled with hypocrisy. I'm fighting for others' freedoms while chaining myself, she admitted in a late-night journal entry, the pen scratching like accusations. Their relationship strained under the weight. Dates became rare, replaced by cautious meetings where topics skirted the elephant in the room. One evening, over takeout in Felicity's apartment, the dam broke again. Have you started the divorce papers? Felicity asked, her tone sharp. Fiona hesitated. I'm consulting with a colleague. It's complicated. Assets, family involvement. Complicated? Or are you stalling? Felicity pressed, her eyes searching Fiona's. I'm not. I swear. But my parents. They're coming to visit next week. If I tell them now, it could blow up everything. Felicity's frustration boiled over. Everything? Like your perfect image? What about us? Fiona reached for her hand, but Felicity pulled away. I need time, Felicity. Please. Time. The word echoed like a death knell. Felicity wondered how much more she could give. Her own past resurfaced, the rejection from her family, the years of therapy to rebuild self-worth. I won't be someone's secret forever, she declared inwardly. The family visit amplified the drama. Fiona's parents arrived, all Southern charm and underlying expectations. At a dinner Felicity wasn't invited to, they probed about Fiona's husband, praising the union as God's plan. Fiona smiled through it, her stomach churning. Later, she confided in Felicity over the phone, voice whispering. They brought up grandkids again. I felt like screaming. Then why don't you? Felicity challenged. Tell them the truth. I can't. Not yet. They disown me, cut off support for my siblings. The moral dilemma deepened. Was protecting family worth sacrificing personal happiness? Fiona grappled with it nightly, her sleep fractured by nightmares of exposure. Then came the twist. Fiona's ex, Elena, re-entered the picture. A former flame from law school, Elena contacted Fiona about a joint case. But old sparks flickered. Elena, openly gay and unapologetic, represented everything Fiona envied. Freedom without compromise. Felicity sensed the shift. Fiona's texts grew sporadic, excuses piling up. Late nights at the office, she'd say. Suspicion gnawed at Felicity. One day she followed Fiona after work, heart pounding with guilt. She saw them at a cafe, laughing intimately. Confrontation ensued that night. Who's Elena? Felicity demanded. Fiona froze. An old friend. Colleague. More than that from what I saw. Fiona sighed, defeated. We dated years ago. But it's over. She's just reminding me of what I could have. What you could have. Without me. Felicity's voice trembled. No. With authenticity. She's out proud. No secrets. The word stung. Felicity felt like a placeholder. A safe harbor until Fiona mustered courage. Am I not enough? You are. But this life. It's suffocating. Their argument escalated, words like daggers. Felicity accused Fiona of cowardice. Fiona countered with pleas for patience. In the heat, Fiona admitted considering reconnecting with Elena for support. Betrayal hit anew. Felicity stormed out, tears streaming. Alone in a park, she pondered her choices. Stay and fight or walk away. The societal pressures, homophobia in conservative pockets of America, made her empathize, but self-preservation screamed louder. Days later, Fiona showed up with divorce papers in hand. I'm doing it. For us. But trust was fractured. Felicity accepted them warily, the path ahead uncertain. As the divorce proceedings began, the tension ratcheted up. Fiona's husband, Alex, was cooperative, but the process unearthed more secrets. Bank statements revealed shared accounts, joint properties, tangles that spoke of a deeper entanglement than Fiona admitted. Felicity's doubt festered. You said it was just on paper, she confronted over coffee. It was. But for immigration we had to make it look real. Fiona explained, desperation in her eyes. Look real? To who? Your family. The world. Felicity's mind raced with images of Fiona playing house. A life parallel to theirs. The internal conflict intensified for Fiona. Filing for divorce meant facing her parents' wrath. She imagined their disappointed faces, the sermons on sin. Am I damning my soul for love? She questioned in silent prayers, her faith clashing with her heart. Society's gaze weighed heavy too. Whispers at the firm about her personal issues hinted at biases. A senior partner pulled her aside. Keep your private life private, Fiona. We have an image to uphold. Meanwhile, Elena's presence grew. She offered advice on the case, but her flirtations were unmistakable. You deserve to live openly, Elena said during a lunch meeting, her hand brushing Fiona's. Fiona pulled away, but the seed was planted. That night, she confessed to Felicity. Elena's pushing me to come out. And you're considering it? With her. Felicity's jealousy flared. No. But she's right. I can't hide forever. The drama peaked at a family gathering. Fiona's parents hosted a barbecue in their suburban New Jersey home, inviting Alex. Fiona attended alone, the charade exhausting. When her mother cornered her about marital troubles, Fiona snapped. We're getting divorced, Mom. Because I'm gay. I've been in love with a woman for years. The room fell silent. Her father's face reddened. This is unnatural. We've raised you better. Arguments erupted, accusations flying. You're choosing sin over family, her mother cried. Fiona stood her ground, heartbreaking. I'm choosing truth. She left amid tears, driving straight to Felicity's. I did it. I told them. Felicity embraced her, relief mixing with fear. What now? Now we fight. Together. But the fallout was swift. Fiona's parents cut ties, siblings divided. At work, rumors spread, clients hesitated. Fiona's case suffered a setback when a judge, known for conservative views, questioned her credibility. Felicity faced her own battles. Friends warned her. Fiona's baggage is heavy. Are you sure? Internally, she debated. The damage from secrecy lingered, trust a fragile thread. Yet seeing Fiona's vulnerability stirred protectiveness. Then Elena made her move. A text to Fiona. If she's not supporting you fully, I'm here. Fiona showed Felicity, deleting it immediately. I choose you. But the seed of doubt grew. Felicity wondered if Fiona's choice was genuine or born of crisis. As High Trail built, a social media leak exposed Fiona's divorce and orientation. Anonymous posts painted her as deceitful, fueling online backlash. Protesters picketed her firm, chanting slurs. Fiona crumbled under the pressure. Is this worth it? She sobbed to Felicity. Yes, Felicity affirmed, though her own resolve wavered. The mouth-wandowduk deepened. Was outing oneself a moral imperative, or a personal choice? Fiona's decisions rippled, hurting innocents like Alex, who faced deportation risks. In a pivotal moment, Felicity met Elena secretly. "Stay away from her," she warned. Elena smirked. Fiona needs someone strong, not hiding. The encounter fueled Felicity's insecurity. Returning home, she demanded commitment from Fiona. "I am committed, but this is hard." Their relationship teetered, each decision a potential breaking point. The backlash intensified, turning Fiona's life into a battlefield. Clients dropped her, the firm sidelined her from big cases. "We can't afford the controversy," her boss said bluntly. Fiona's inner turmoil raged. "I've lost everything for love. Was it a mistake?" She pondered, staring at her reflection, seeing a stranger. Felicity supported her, but resentment brewed. Late nights alone while Fiona networked to salvage her career. "I'm paying the price too," Felicity thought, her own work suffering from distraction. Family rifts deepened. Fiona's sister called, pleading reconciliation. "Mom's heartbroken. Come back, pretend." "Pretend? That's what got us here," Fiona retorted, hanging up. The ethical debates consumed them. Was Fiona's marriage a betrayal of self, or a survival tactic in a hostile world? Felicity empathized but couldn't forgive fully. Elena's persistence added fuel. She leaked subtle hints online, positioning herself as Fiona's ally. When confronted, Elena admitted, "I'm fighting for her happiness. With or without you." Betrayal stung Fiona. "How could you?" she demanded. Elena shrugged. "Love makes us do crazy things." The confrontation led to a blowout. Fiona cut ties with Elena, but the damage was done. Doubts about fidelity crept in. Felicity, sensing vulnerability, pushed for therapy. "We need help navigating this." Sessions revealed layers. Fiona's internalized homophobia, Felicity's abandonment fears. "I'm afraid you'll choose the easy path," Felicity confessed. "I won't," Fiona vowed. But temptation struck when Fiona's parents offered an olive branch. "End this phase, come home. We'll forgive." Fiona wavered, the pull of family strong. She confided in Felicity. "They raised me. Can I abandon them?" "They're abandoning you," Felicity argued. The decision loomed, a moral crossroads. Accept conditional love or forge ahead. In a dramatic turn, Alex confronted Fiona. "Your lies hurt me too. I trusted you." Guilt overwhelmed her. "I'm sorry. I'll help with your status." But Alex refused. "Fix your own mess first." The accumulation of damages forced introspection. Fiona realized her choices had ripple effects, harming those she cared for. Betrayal reached fever pitch at a public event. Fiona was invited to speak on LGBTQ+ rights, despite controversy. Protesters heckled, but she stood tall. "I've hidden too long. Love isn't a sin, prejudice is." The speech went viral, garnering support but also hate. Death threats arrived, terrifying them. Felicity urged caution. "Is fame worth our safety?" "It's not fame. It's truth," Fiona insisted. Their bond strengthened amid adversity, but scars remained. Felicity questioned if love could survive such trials. A final betrayal emerged. Elena approached Felicity, offering proof of Fiona's infidelity, fabricated messages. Felicity's world spun. "Is this real?" She confronted Fiona, evidence in hand. Fiona denied vehemently. "It's fake." Elena's revenge. Proof emerged, timestamps mismatched. Trust tested but held. They united against Elena, reporting her harassment. As dust settled, Fiona's career rebounded with progressive clients. Family ties mended slowly with boundaries. But the cost was evident. Lost innocence, hardened hearts. With Elena out of the picture, Felicity and Fiona focused on rebuilding. Therapy sessions became lifelines, unpacking traumas layer by layer. "We've paid dearly for our choices," Fiona reflected, her voice steady but weary. Felicity nodded, her own growth evident. "But we've awakened. No more hiding." Society's acceptance grew, with allies rallying around Fiona's story. A podcast interview shared their journey, inspiring others but inviting scrutiny. Internally, Felicity battled lingering resentment. "Did I enable her deception by staying?" she wondered. Fiona faced her demons too. My fear hurt us both. Was it selfish? Moral ambiguities persisted. Was compromise ever justified in the face of oppression? Their debates evolved into deeper understanding. Family reconciliation came haltingly. A tentative lunch with Fiona's parents. We don't understand, but we love you, her mother said. Fiona accepted, but on her terms. Love means acceptance, not conditions. The relationship deepened, decisions now shared. They moved in together. A bold step in New York's vibrant but judgmental scene. Yet challenges lingered. A colleague outed Felicity at her job, leading to awkward questions. Why hide? Her boss asked. I didn't. But privacy matters, she replied, echoing Fiona's past struggles. The experience bonded them further, highlighting ongoing societal battles. As time passed, High Trio subsided into quiet resolve. Fiona's divorce finalized, freeing her fully. They celebrated privately, toasting to survival. To us against the odds, Fiona said. Felicity smiled, but thoughts swirled. The damages, emotional scars, lost trust were irreversible. In a moment of vulnerability, Fiona asked, Do you regret us? No. But the pain. It changed me. Reflection brought awakening. They advocated together, speaking at events, turning personal pain into purpose. But the story's essence lay in the choices. Betrayals forgiven, damages healed, but at what price?